This is Rick Carlesco. I would like to give President Obama a rebuttal from the State of the Union. I might get a little impassioned here, by the way. President Obama, by the way, don't hate him. I think he really is doing what he thinks is best, in his progressive way. But I would like to remind him that the principles this country were founded on was not to try and be like Europe. The principles this country was founded on was personal responsibility. We were guaranteed, the only entitlement we were ever guaranteed in the Constitution by our founding fathers was the right to pursue happiness. It was not the right to happiness. In other words, the government can't guarantee our happiness. It is up to us to provide for our own happiness. We have gotten so far away from that. President Kennedy, if he was alive today, I definitely don't believe the man would be a Democrat. Heck, he was so far right from the current Democrats, it's not even funny. President Obama would like to invest in our country, which by progressive measures means he wants to spend us into oblivion. He wants to invest in education. Well, let me tell you something, President Obama. We currently in this country spend more money on education than any other country in the world. Yet the quality of our education ranks somewhere around 14th in major industrialized countries. So throwing more money at the problem isn't going to solve it. The problem is we spend too much money because our answer to everything is just spend more money. We need to dramatically change the way that we educate our kids, which is not going to require more money. It's going to take some guts from Washington, from Albany, and what other state capital you may live in, out there. But it's going to take guts. It's going to take some fortitude to fix education, not more money. Actually, we should be spending less money on education. Significantly less. Let's talk about infrastructure. We've spent $1 trillion between Republicans and Democrats in the last, 10-15 years on infrastructure in this country, and it's still crumbling. You know why? Because it's full of graft and corruption. That money hardly ever sees any tar on a road. I'm going to tell you something. There was a building up here in Oswego, New York, in Oswego County. It was a BOCES building. They wanted to spend $1,000 a square foot to renovate the building. I own a business. For $1,000 a square foot, I could build a palace in Iraq at $1,000 a square foot. I'm talking gold fixtures in the bathroom, tile everywhere, marble, statues. So you tell me, where is that $1,000 a square foot going? Because it probably more like costs $100 a square foot. That means somebody's pocketing $900 a square foot. That's because when the government builds something, they don't look for the best contractor that will do it for the least amount of money. They look for a contractor that adheres to their principles. It has to be union. It has to be this scale. You have to provide those benefits. Government, get out of my pocket. You don't know what you're doing. You prove it every single time. There isn't one thing that our government does that they can do efficiently or effectively. Everything they touch turns to crap. Let's talk about energy. Investing in energy technology. Before the government really started getting involved in our businesses, that the 50 top companies in the world were all located here in the United States. Since the government started getting involved in companies, they voted with their feet and they moved their companies out of the U.S. Now only 16 of the top 50 companies are here in the United States. You want to take and create innovation, you want inventions, you want developed technology, guess what? Get the heck out of business's way. Because you want to know something? They're in it for a profit. They're going to develop stuff that people want to buy. Stay out of their way. We don't have to spend money. Just let's get out of their way. Regulations, taxes, second most taxed corporations in the entire world. The fact that you guys don't get this is what blows my mind. Let's talk about one last thing. Let's talk about debt. We're currently $14 trillion in debt, with 320 million people that suck air in this country. That includes illegal aliens. That is $45,000. Every single one of you owe $45,000 right now. Every time they spend $1 trillion, you're spending another $3 trillion. If you have a family of 4, that's $180,000 in debt. If you wanted to pay that debt off in 30 years, it would cost you $860 a month. Can you afford that? Well, let me tell you, we don't have 30 years. Let me tell you, if we were to pay that debt down in 10 years, it would cost you a staggering $1,800 a month. That's at 4% interest. $1,800 a month. Can any of you write a check for $1,800 a month right now? Or have your taxes increased by $1,800 a month? I don't think so. I'm going to tell you, people, we have 5 or 6 years left till we cross the tipping point. What's going to happen, and this is critical, when the US dollar is no longer the currency that the world trades on, you're going to see chaos in this country that will make Europe look like Fantasyland. Okay, here's the example. Right now, if you want to buy, if you're in Germany and you want to buy a barrel of oil, you have to go to your bank, you have to trade your German marks for US dollars, go buy the oil, and bring it back to your country. If they stop using US dollars for worldwide trade, we will no longer be able to print money in this country. We're the only country in the world that is allowed to print money. And that's because we are the world's currency. That stops, we're done. Finite, finito, done. I'm sure you see that I'm a little passionate about this. I'm going to tell you why. Well, because I love this country, and I'd like to see my nieces and nephews, and then their nieces and nephews and their grandchildren grow up in the same country I grew up in. But I'm going to tell you something. It's changing quick. And unless we start to wake up and smell the brewing trouble on the sidelines, I'm going to tell you, we're going to find ourselves in a world of hurt. Now, I'm an optimist, and anybody that knows me will tell you that I truly believe we have a Star Trek future, not a Battlestar Galactica future. But we definitely need to start standing up and taking control. We need term limits in every office, from town supervisor straight up to Congress. We need to take the power away from the government and give it back to the people. But you need to make your voice heard. Call your congressman, call your senator, and start to complain. That's maybe when they'll get it. Maybe when they'll stop running for re-election and start running our country. Well, America, this is Rick Carlesco. God bless, and have a great day.